Hey everybody, Tim and Jordan here for Harley Quinn, Season 1, Episodes 9 and 10. Start from the top, work our way down. I don't know, it's like my catchphrase. A Seat at the Table, Episode 9. So the broad stroke is Harley, like in the last episode we see like Harley made it into the Legion of Doom, and then the Joker spins around in his table, or his chair, which I love those little swivel chairs. And then that's about it. So the broad stroke for this one is Harley seeing the Joker and Dr. Psycho, King Shark, and Clayface trying to deal with also being the Legion of Doom, but demoted to henchmen.
Yes.
So what did you think of this one?
I don't know. It's kind of like, it was just basically one of those episodes where it's like, I feel like if people get too like full of themselves, they forget who the little people are. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I feel like this episode was about.
I agree 100%. So I think it's kind of funny. So this is, like I said, like we really see the Legion of Doom, and I think it's interesting how like the henchmen are all kind of like interchangeable. Because you always see, like, Two-Face with henchmen or the Riddler with henchmen, and they just kind of swap them around. And so in this one, like, everybody ends up working with Bane. And I think this is the coffee episode, too, where he's like the coffee guy always puts Bang instead of Bang.
Oh, yes.
That's not my name!
You know this. I come here every day!
Yeah, so, like, I feel so bad for Bane. Like, this series just makes him so sad.
Which is because then we end up finding out that the Joker is actually paying him.
Yes! Which just makes the Joker more of a dick. So we get that. And so I'm gonna go off sidetrack a little bit, because so we get two subplots for this one. So the main plot is Harley and the Joker. And Harley falls in love with the Joker once again. And a lot of references to the first episode. Where in the first episode where they hijack a boat and then the Joker like pushes Harley to Batman so he can escape. And in this one, you think he's going to do it again, but then he's like, oh, come on with me. And they escape on a helicopter, and then he pushes her out of the helicopter.
Right, it's like, hey, I was like, we got a little bit further away, but he's getting up on us. Mm-hmm. So, hey, tough luck pudding.
And it's a heartbreaking moment where Batman's just like, sometimes things never change.
And then Harley's just like, Batman, leave me alone.
Yeah, and she just jumps off the Batwing. But, I mean, it's so sad. Like, because even Batman's like, I mean, it's not going to stop. Like, why are you doing this? So it was really sad. And then kind of the subplot for this is Poison Ivy is trying to blow up a building.
They're trying to take over some foresty area and demolish it and turn it into like basically like building, like they want to build like a manufacturing plant that's bad for the ozone layer. So of course she's against it.
Which I love Ivy, like you've said, Ivy's the best character. Because Ivy,
straight hands down, yeah, she's my favorite character.
Ivy's lines where Harley's like, "You're a bad guy, also," and Ivy's like, "Once again, I'm just trying to save trees, so I don't know why I'm a bad guy."
Yeah, she's like, "I'm just trying to save the planet, the environment. Sorry."
Yeah. She's like, "Yeah, sorry, I care about our planet. Like, what do you want me to do?" Yeah. And then it's really kind of interesting. So this is episode 9. 13 episodes in the season, so we're almost done. We're in the final countdown. And like Ivy's kidnapped. Like, and Ivy's storyline, a little bit of a spoiler, is kind of like through the rest of the season. So Ivy getting kidnapped at the end was actually a big surprise for me. I was really shocked that they went that route.
I'm not too surprised that she got kidnapped, just because, like, in the previous that we had mentioned, she tries to actually get Harley to go with her to help her in this, and then Harley, is with the Joker, so she ends up blowing her off, and then it's one of those where Ivy ends up going in alone, and I kind of had a feeling that something bad was going to happen, just because it was a pretty big building, honestly. I mean, I understand Ivy can control, fucking nature, whatever the fuck ever. it's a building, okay? And she's going in by herself.
Oh, and I think that's the thing, is what Frank keeps telling her. It's like, there's not really a lot of plant life around. Like, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I don't know. Like, every episode to this point is very episodic. Whereas from here to the end of the season is actually like a big storyline. Like, every episode leads into the next.
I would say I'd say it definitely revolves more around Ivy.
Mm-hmm. Which is a good segue. Do you have anything else for this one?
Nothing I can think of, no.
Okay. Which is a good segue to Bensonhurst, the next episode, episode 10, where Harley goes home to see her parents. This is the first time, let's see, Harley Quinn was created in 1992, so in like 30 years, 29 years, this is really, I think, the first time we've ever seen her parents or some background of her family.
Which her mom even says that she's like, you haven't talked to me in like X amount of, and I remember when I did
36 months.
Yeah, and I was like, so she hasn't talked to her in like 3 years. I was like,
I mean, I haven't talked to my family in let's not go there.
I just talked to my family last week.
So. that's a big difference between us. So we see Harley going home to kind of reconnect, try to figure things out. And we realize, like, she has a good relationship with her mom, her dad not so much.
I think she has a good relationship with her mom.
Where her dad is basically a gambler, and years and years and years ago, evidently, Harley was a, like, gymnast.
Imagine that. She's good at gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was in a competition, and she was going to basically win. Like, she was the best one out there. And her dad bet against her and was basically like, hey, you need to throw this, competition so I can keep all,
Take a dive.
Yeah, he was like, I need to keep all of my fingers.
Mm-hmm. Because he had already lost a thumb at that point. And so
so that's why he was like all 9. Okay, because I was wondering that. I was like,
yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Most people have 10 fingers. I said most.
Yeah.
And so that's why when he was like, so I keep all 9 of my fingers. It was one of those moments where I was like, is this like Batman? Like does everyone only have 9 fingers in Batman land? Like, it was one of those like I don't really know. And then like, because when he held up his hand, like
yeah, he was missing a thumb.
Okay, I did a quick like, and I was like,
well, it was like half a thumb. So like,
okay, so that's why maybe I saw it.
You probably counted a stub.
Yeah, or something.
9.5.
I mean, I have my best friend's dad has like his pinky is a stub, so yeah. I would count
your stepdad.
Yeah, basically. My stepdad too. So yeah, I would count that as a finger, and so that's probably what threw me off. But yeah, I was like, okay, man, this is just some storyline in Batman. Everyone has 9 fingers.
No, they kind of threw it. This is what happens when you drink and watch cartoons. Though.
Yes, I am. Yeah, very intoxicated.
So for this one, I don't know. You typically taking a dive refers to like boxing and wrestling, stuff like that.
I think just taking a dive just means in general that you're throwing whatever competition you're in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But typically I feel like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like, or even, I guess even horse racing, but I feel like it's usually when you bet because against yourself because you know you're going to lose and everybody thinks you're going to win. So everybody knew Harley was going to win because she was amazing, and her dad purposely bet against her, hoping she would take the dive, and then he would get all that money. So, I mean, that is a very popular type of fraud. It's fraud.
Oh, yeah,
it's money
definitely.
fraud.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And
especially, it's very popular for, like, especially when, like, boxing matches, like you said.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, like, when the main opponent, like, they know they're huge, the main opponent will bet against himself, lose the fight, and then boom, he gets all that money.
Exactly.
And everyone just bet against him.
Exactly.
Yep.
So in this one, of course, Harley like tries to make a relationship with her parents, and then her dad took a hit out on her because she's this badass supervillain now. But you don't know who you're fucking with, and Harley's like just defeats everybody.
But yeah, well, he doesn't really take a hit out on her. He hires somebody from the mafia the mob. Yeah, someone from the mob or whatever to like basically like kill her first or wound her or something. So basically, like they can come in and wound her, and then he could take credit for it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Because
And
he's a piece of shit.
yeah, and then you find out that, like, you know, it's Harley Quinn. She's been with the Joker. She's dealt with some serious bad guys, like, more worse than her parents. And then she ends up towards the end, like, she actually has the upper hand. Like, she could kill them both. And she's like, you're not even worth it, and throws the dagger and walks out of the house.
Which, that's the thing that impressed me, was, like you said, like, Harley has stood up against the best of the best. And, I mean, she's a total badass. Her parents actually beat the shit out of her pretty well. Like, to stand up against the Joker, to stand up against all these Batman and all these supervillains.
But, and then that also goes back to that those are her parents. They know what her weakness is.
And she probably was not putting all of her effort.
Because those are her parents,
Yeah,
versus, like, this is the Riddler, or, you know, like, Clayface. Or, yeah, Clayface actually works for her.
Yeah.
But, like, Scarecrow and stuff like that. Those are people that, like, don't know her. She doesn't really know them. And so she's like, okay, I can fight them, but these are her parents. And that's, again, like, okay, she has that sentimental value to them, but at the same time, like, they also know her weaknesses. They know what she's bad at. I mean, her dad was her coach, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like, I feel like he would definitely know, like, okay, well, I know she's, like, she's slow on, like, the right arm, so if I go for this way, I know she's not going to be able to hit me as quick.
And throughout all of this, it's kind of a cute reference, but we find out that the person who originally took out the mob hit was Joshua, a.k.a. the Penguin's nephew, who's played by the voice actor, it's the main kid from the Goldbergs, the nerd kid.
Yeah. I just, like, she ruined my bar's mitzvah. She needs to die.
Yeah.
You pay cash for a hit.
Yeah, oh yeah, Bane.
Yes.
No, you pay cash.
Yeah, we were turning a blind eye towards all your credit card because it was mostly just vape and candy and a weird exchange for a dolphin encounter.
And
Which
then
we don't know what a dolphin encounter is.
Don't even want to know.
I don't want to know.
And then, I mean, the subplot is, again, Ivy has been kidnapped because Harley was not there to help her out. So, like I said, that storyline kind of flows for a while. But it's, I mean, the whole Harley with her family thing is really interesting. For me personally, who I grew up with a very religious military family that basically threw me aside. They were like, "Nah, we don't like your lifestyle," got rid of me. Whereas your family, like, really kind of took me in.
Oh, well, like, my family, we have other, like, gay people. I don't think we have any transgender, but, like, my family's definitely open to, like,
whatever.
We just, like, you need love, come to our family. We'll love you.
And see, that's where, like, and this is the episode where Harley, like, you know, I wanted to go to my parents for love, and they didn't have it. And in that process, I turned my back on Clayface, Dr. Psycho, King Shark, and Ivy, because I thought blood was better than friendship, and she realized that was wrong. Whereas that was, like, your family took me in more than my family did. So family's what you make of it.
Oh, I would definitely say my family, like, the fact that, like, they give you Christmas presents every year, and it's actually something you like. versus like a box of Whoppers.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I really liked about this episode, is this episode really kind of pounds it in that family is not necessarily who you're related to. Family is who understands you.
Oh, well, that's, yeah, I would say, like, because I have, my family is very, very small. Like, my family probably, like, my close family consists of probably, like, 10 people, and that's probably...
Which is massive to me.
Which, oh, well, to me, that's, like, my best friend's family consists of over, like, 60 people. Yeah, so, like, and I'm part of that family. Like, even though I'm not really family, they consider, like, I get invited to their family reunions every year and stuff like that. So it's one of those, like, to be a part of that, or I'm like, well, shit, I'm only used to, like, we can all fit under the same apartment, where, like, my best friend, we have to rent an entire, like, city park to, like, to have all these people. I'm like, oh, shit. So, like, I don't know, like, it's definitely very, like you said, family is what you make it. Like, I have my close family, which is nice, but then, like, my best friend that I've known for over 22, actually probably longer than that, I have her family as well, so it's...
Which I just think it's an interesting moral. It's a good moral for this episode.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's not something you see very often.
They always say blood's, like, you know, thicker than water, but, you know, I mean...
Which supposedly is misquoted.
Well, but
I always fit that.
No, I've never heard it, but I always feel like maybe you're not always looking for blood. Maybe you are looking for water.
Well, supposedly the actual phrase is the blood of the womb. What is it? No, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water in the womb. Is supposedly what the actual quote is, which the covenant would be like two people who are not related making a bond compared to the womb. So it's saying the blood of the covenant, which is our bond, is thicker than the water that is our family.
Oh, so that phrase makes I would agree with that, but like
I don't know if that's true though.
I'll say, but what a society is now is basically made as like your family's better than your friends,
which is not true.
Which is not true because my distant family where, you know, definitely, my friends have better intentions.
So 10 episodes in, how you feeling?
Drunk, that's what I'm feeling.
That's good.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I'm not drunk, but I'm definitely intoxicated. I mean, it's good. I laugh every single time. I'm like, without giving too much away, like it's kind of on a cliffhanger right now with these episodes because like,
yeah, it's a good spot to stop.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah. Like I said, these last few episodes are all just boom, boom, boom. Okay, so episodes 9 and 10, having fun. We're enjoying it. Closing thoughts?
No closing thoughts.
Nope. Okay, so for those who have seen it, what are you guys thinking about this series? Go ahead, let us know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you guys next time for 11 and 12.